My name is Simon Kofe. I'm the Minister for Justice, Communications and Foreign Affairs for the Government of Tuvalu. I, in fact, grew up in different parts of the Pacific, so I have a deep appreciation for the different cultures in the Pacific. Climate change, to me, is a challenge to not just Tuvalu, but to the world. In Tuvalu, it may take the form of sea level rise, seeing erosions on our coast. In other parts of the world, it might take the form of flooding, as we hear at the moment in Australia, bushfires, droughts. And so that's the reality that we are facing. And it's something that we deal with on a day-to-day basis. But it's important to recognize that the cause of this is that it's human activities that is contributing to the problem. Well, Tuvalu, like many other Pacific Island countries, we value relationships. We live with extended families. We value the well-being of the community as a whole. And so I think some of those cultural values, traditional values that we have in the Pacific, quite relevant for the time that we're living in right now. We've become so interconnected that the world has in fact become a single community. So I think given the global context that we now find ourselves in, it's important to now look at the well-being of all nations, looking at the greater good and seeing what the responsibility of every country to achieving that well-being. I think young people can be very influential. I believe that every generation has something to contribute. We have the wisdom of our elders, but what the young people have is the passion and the drive to do things and the innovation and creativity. And I think that space is very important, and young people really need to be confident in themselves, have opinions about issues. We need creativity to come from the Pacific and from young people, wherever you are in the world. You know, I came with the perspective that we have a message for the world and that there is value in what we have in terms of our culture, our values and principles that underpins our way of life. We live with the realities of climate change. We have a responsibility to forewarn the world of what is coming ahead.
We all know that the leading cause of climate crisis is fossil fuels. Tuvalu have joined Vanuatu and other nations calling for a fossil fuels non-proliferation treaty to steer our development models to Peru's renewables and just transition away from fossil fuels.
I think it's important that we champion this treaty, encourage other countries to champion these sorts of initiative, because it is consistent with our efforts to fight against the effects and impacts of climate change. Because I believe we stand in a very powerful position to speak to the world on issues like this. So I would only encourage others to support it as well. My name is Simon Kofe. I'm the Minister for Justice, Communications and Foreign Affairs with the Government of Tuvalu, and I am a Pacific Treaty Champion.